It's one thing I found is that people are funny. Like you, I guess manipulate's not the right word. You can like influence the people that come into your life and the people um, that you can influence the way your life goes and the people who come into your life and things like that just by not being like a sheep. You know what I mean? Just like another person in like the herd of people that's just like, your blase blah people. Just by not being someone who just aimlessly follows like things that other people do, like trends or just anything really. And just by doing that and just by not being what everyone else wants you to be and just being who you want to be instead, like just by doing what you want, like genuinely like what you really want to do and doing only those things, your life will dramatically change. Like the people who you actually want in your life will just pop into your life. They just will. It'll just happen. And the things that you actually want, like things you really want, not stuff you think you want or stuff people tell you should want, like things you really want, they'll start to happen more often to you, and your life is gonna pan out more how you want than before, just by doing and participating and going after the things that you want. Because we're told by society and by other people and friends and family and everything that we're just, like we're told to do things. Like, okay, you do this, you should do this because of this. You got to do this because of this. You got to do this or else this will happen, right? But if doing those things aren't things that you have to do, and they're not something that you genuinely from the bottom of your heart want to do, then don't do them. It's not gonna, it just don't. Do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying like, just to tell yourself, just be like, oh, fuck all, I'm just gonna do whatever I want and not give a fuck. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, there's a difference between things that, like responsibilities and things you have to do and things you should do, and there's a difference between that and things that, people tell you to do, right? Because if you should do something, that's different than someone saying that you should do it, Like, trust your gut with the things you do. Really trust your gut, If you don't feel like you should do something, don't do it. You know what I mean? And by trusting your gut, I mean like really, really being one with like your desires. Because sometimes like your brain's a funny thing where like your subconscious mind and certain other influences that are just around you on a daily basis can influence you into really believing that you actually should do something, or you want to do something, or you want to have something, when really, really deep down you don't. So by being in touch with that and being aware of your true desires, and by acting towards that and only towards those things, you're gonna start to forge this like narrow path down, like a very specific, precise path down towards exactly where you want to go. It's not that hard. Like, life's not that hard. We make life so hard. It's not that hard. Maybe no. It's hard. It's just not as complicated as we make it. That's a better way of putting it. Life is not as complicated as we make it to be. You can make life complicated. It doesn't have to be. It's just all about how you go about life. You know, if you're tired, take a nap. If you're hungry, eat. If you're thirsty, drink. If you're broke, make money. If you're sad, then you're sad. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you just kind of do shit and like don't overthink it. Like kids are happier. Little kids are happier because life to them is so simple and so like wonderful and like new, and everything is, they appreciate things so much more, and it's just simple for them. And then all of a sudden, like magically, once you grow up, it's like all of a sudden life becomes so hard. But that's not because it's just because of like society, really, and like other people's expectations. I'm saying like other people always will have expectations of you, but like doesn't mean you have to live up to them if you're not able to, or if you can, or if you don't want to, if you don't think it's the right thing. You don't have to live up to anyone's expectations ever if you don't want to. Like if you don't feel like you need to live up to a certain person's expectations, don't. Just don't. Like if you change your perception of life from like an infinite amount of shades between white and black, and you just take the black and white approach, the yes or no approach, the good or bad approach, and it just becomes so much easier to just like be okay and be like content, you know, not be happy, because I think the main point is not to be happy all the time or sad all the time or whatever, just to be like content and like okay all the time, and like able to accept anything that happens, anything. And that will be like, that's like the ultimate way of going about life, at least in my opinion, because then it's that at that point where nothing can get to you, you know, nothing can get to you at all. You're cool with anything. You never lose your cool. You don't let your emotions take control of your actions. You just kind of do shit. It's like people overcomplicate the simplest little things, like eating out, for example. You know, like, hey, where do you want to eat? It's like, oh, I don't know, there's so many choices. It's like, I don't know what I want. Well, the way you can make so many things simpler is if you really be in touch with yourself, even on the simplest things, like what you want to eat, like that level of like simplicity is enough. And it's like, what do you want to eat? It's like, I don't know what I want. Well, once you know what you want, those kind of tiny little things, they just take so much less like energy to do, and so much less like effort. Shit just becomes so much easier and takes so much like less time, you know, like, yeah, make life simple. Attract the things you really want into your life just by wanting them and going after them intentionally, like living with intention. Like at every moment, you know, you have an idea of what you want from life and where you want to be and where you want to go, and that will really change things. Trust me, it will. Anyway, that was my little rant, my tangent. I don't know, I might post more of these, I'm not sure. There's a shit on my hat. What is this? Oh, this is annoying. There we go. Yeah, I might post more of these, so let me know if you want me to post more.